I think movies have a very powerful impact on people. They always have. You talk about the suspension of disbelief, where within just minutes of the lights going dark and the images on the screen, you're not thinking, oh, I'm watching a movie. That's when, if you have a good film, it does that. It takes you out of reality, and now you're in sort of this fantasy, essentially, that you are accepting as truth. And I think it was Picasso that said that the best art is the art that tells the best lies. So basically, this is all made up. It's all a lie. And it's done to evoke something from you, the audience. Some emotion, some thought, to get you to laugh, to have you cry, to get you angry, to have you leave the theater enlightened and illuminated. Movies can do all those things, and you don't really even know they're happening to you. Because if you were actually watching the process of it happening, it wouldn't happen. But it's because you've given yourself over to the movies. You've given yourself over to this moment, and you ride with it, and you leave the theater with it. Once you're back in reality, what you've just seen in the unreality doesn't leave you. Not if it's a great movie. I mean, I love the movies. I tried to go as often as I could. I would go twice a week, and as soon as I could drive, I would drive to Ann Arbor and Detroit to see films that I couldn't see in Flint, and I just couldn't get enough of it. And probably if you asked me at that time, what's your favorite hobby? It was really going to the movies. I got my own home movie camera when I was like a freshman in high school. And so, you start messing around with that and playing with it, whatever. But I don't have like a Spielberg story where I was making these little films, when I was 8 years old. When I set out to make my first movie, I never thought of it as a documentary, because I always was thinking about what would be a good movie to watch on a Friday night in a movie theater where people would be eating popcorn and watching it on the screen, as opposed to making a documentary that you must see this film because I'm going to tell you something very important. I loved going to the movies, and I wanted to make a movie that I would go see. I have been around. I have shown my movies in hundreds of theaters over the last 22 years, and there's no other theater in the country like this. And I'm not saying that just because I helped to build this thing. I'm shocked, actually, that more theaters aren't designed by filmmakers. Who better to know how to put this together so that you have the best experience picture-wise, sound-wise, comfort-wise. And the fact that Tarantino and I are the only ones that are doing this just kind of boggles my mind. And I am encouraging other filmmakers to get involved, whether it's restoring old theaters, getting involved in the design of new theaters, or whatever. We need to start having a say as to how our art is presented to the public.